29-gallon aquariums are one of my favorite tank sizes, being not too big to where the aquarium is bulky and difficult to move around, and not too small to where it significantly limits the size and number of fish that you can keep. So let's head into the fish barn and take a look at 5 of my favorite fish that you can keep in a 29-gallon aquarium. Let's first touch on a fish that I don't talk about too much here on the channel, and that's rainbowfish. While there are some larger rainbowfish species that grow too large for a 29-gallon tank, there are plenty of rainbowfish species that'll do great in a 29-gallon aquarium. In my experience, I've found rainbowfish to be hardy and fairly peaceful tank mates. What I appreciate about rainbowfish is their schooling behavior and the bright colors that the males possess. You will need to keep in mind that younger rainbowfish are often silver in color, and it takes quite a bit of time for the male fish to completely color up. So some patience will definitely be required. While I'm currently keeping them in a 54-gallon bow front, I would not have a problem keeping a school of these Melanitania bosemani from Aves Creek in a 29-gallon aquarium. As I said earlier, I would highly recommend that you research each species, because there are some Melanitania species that get quite large and would require a tank much larger than 29 gallons. Another great rainbow fish that I keep in my fish room are these Melanitania praecox, or dwarf neon rainbow fish, which have a really nice blue neon sheen and stay quite small. I currently have these living in a 29-gallon tank with a pretty large colony of Limia perugiae, and they seem to be getting on quite nicely. If you can't find a Melanitania species that suits your liking, there are plenty of dwarf rainbow fish from the genus Pseudomcgill that are also quite colorful and would do great in a 29-gallon tank, and even tanks smaller than that. If you're looking to stock your 29-gallon tank with some colorful schooling fish, rainbow fish are definitely a group of fish that I would highly recommend. Swordtails have long been a staple here in the fish barn and are one of my favorite fish to put in a 29-gallon tank. Swordtails are a larger livebearer species, getting about 5 inches or so a 29-gallon tank offers them plenty of swimming room. Swordtails are one of the iconic fish in the hobby, with the males possessing a long sword on the tail fin. Due to years of selective breeding, you can find swordtails in a wide variety of colors and tail patterns. These fish are hardy and easy to breed as long as you provide some fry cover. If you're into wild-type fish, there are also some pretty unique wild-type species that are great in their own right. If you're into live bears, I would highly recommend setting up a 29-gallon swordtail tank. Mollies are another large live bear that is great for a 29-gallon tank. Some of the sailfin molly types can push past 6 inches, so a 29-gallon tank is really great for housing these fish. Like the swordtails, mollies have been bred into a wide variety of color morphs and tail shapes. I personally have really gotten into the wild-type mollies, so let me show you some of those. This first tank is home to my Posilia butleri, or Pacific molly, which is native to the Pacific coast of Mexico. I picked these fish up from Dan's Fish about a month or so ago, and I've been really happy with them. I've really come to enjoy the coloration and sheen on the dominant male. The next 29-gallon tank is home to my Liberty mollies, which is another Dan's Fish purchase. These fish have settled in quite nicely, and I really enjoy the pinkish red coloration that you'll find on the males. I've had this next 29-gallon tank set up for a little bit longer, and as you can see, there's plenty of fry. The mollies in this tank are the Posilia gili, which are the silver-colored fish, and the yellow-colored fish are a platy species called the Xiphophorus milleri. The Posilia gili have bred quite nicely for me, and they've been a really great fish here in the fish barn. I've really enjoyed having them. Whether you're into wild-type mollies like I am, or are a fan of the domestic strains, you really can't go wrong with setting up a molly tank. The next group of fish that I want to talk about is one of my absolute favorite fish to put into a 29-gallon tank, and that's the Goodeids. The majority of these species are critically endangered due to loss of habitat in their native Mexico. One of my favorite things about Goodeids is that they don't like warm temperatures and do great in an unheated aquarium. While not as colorful as many of your domestic aquarium strains, there are quite a few Goodeid species that really have some unique tail colors and sheens to them. One of the most popular is the trout Goodeid, which, as the name suggests, looks like a trout. Another great species is the Xenotoca variata, or jeweled Goodeid, which has sparkly scales and really almost looks like a disco ball swimming through your tank. There are also a couple of species where the males have some really unique tail colors, one being the very popular Zoogeneticus tequila, which has a very stunning orange tail on a bronze body, and the other being the Antinobius towerii, which has a gray body and a bright blue tail. The Xenotoko dodroi is also a very stunning fish, which possesses blue and orange sheens on the back half of the fish. While many of these Goodeids species are harder to find than many other live bearers, I've really come to enjoy having these fish in my care and would highly recommend them for your next 29-gallon aquarium. The next fish is one of the classics in the aquarium hobby, and that's the angelfish. You could pull off a 29-gallon angelfish tank in one of two ways. First off, you could start out with 6 juveniles, wait for a pair to develop, and then rehome the remainder of the fish. Or secondly, you could buy an established pair like I did. I'm personally trying to breed my pair of angelfish, but you could also set up a community type tank with angelfish as well. If I were setting up a community tank, I would probably set it up with maybe some plecos and maybe some larger tetra species. Whether you're looking for a breeding project or looking to set up a community tank, I think an angelfish tank would make a great addition to any fish room. I hope that you enjoyed taking a look at 5 of my favorite fish for a 29-gallon tank. There really are a plethora of fish that you can keep with this size of tank, so the options are limitless. If you want to learn more about some of the fish in this video, I'll go ahead and add a link to a couple of care guide videos that I've done in the past. So with that, stay safe, stay fishy, and I'll catch you on the next video.